Right, this is Microsoft Flight Simulator, and it's the main simulator I use for all my simulation of flying. The first thing you want to do is this screen will usually appear, either create a flight or getting started. Now the first thing I want to do is you can go through your settings. You can leave them as defaults, but there's quite a lot to go through. Set the traffic, air traffic control into, that's the units, for example altitude, etc. Sound display. And if I change it, it gets each section of its own is I find fairly advanced, and you can set it depending on your hardware. You can set realistic from easy to realistic, realism from easy to realistic, where you can set, for example, the aircraft will break up if you try to put too much force on it. I've got that. You got weather. This isn't too advanced, but when you create a flight, as I show here, you can actually put live weather into the game, which makes it more realistic. You've got multiplayer, and I know you can link up from the internet, but I haven't done much of that. Learning Center, which has many sort of type ebooks on different things, which I find very useful. Controlling the engine, cockpit basics, flight videos, changing date, time and season, everything. I mean, I think it's quite good. Basic aerodynamics and manoeuvres. Optimizing visuals and performance, helicopters, all about flights. It's great. You've also got flying lessons, which I find to quite advanced in different things. Okay, so let's go to create a flight. This is basically if you just want to get out and fly. Select your aircraft, and if you've never flown before, I mean, you can go from Boeing's, look, and there's some great aircraft, but if you've never flown before, go for the Cessna. Go for the 172 SP model, which is Skyhawk. This will do 126 knots, which is quite a slow aircraft, but it's it's one of the easiest aircraft to fly in the game, and it'll get you flying pretty quickly. Select your weather. Now you can do a variety of weather themes. You can do real world weather static, or what you can do, which I prefer, is real world weather updated every 15 minutes. And if I just do that. Now, to comment on the bottom one, user defined weather here while this loads. That's basically where you can go into customize weather, and you can define everything from the altitude to the clouds to how fast the wind's going, the temperature. It really is customizable. What I tend to do is go for real world weather, because it takes the weather from wherever you're flying on the globe and puts it into the game every 15 minutes, and it really makes things realistic, I find. Saturday. Loads from Jefferson apparently, it says here, but it'll give you a basic weather report, but it'll load complicated weather into the game, or complicated weather data into the game. So for example, this is set unfortunately for America, but it will change whether you are on the globe. If you select, example, United Kingdom, I'll put in Heathrow for example. In fact, no, I'll put in Tattenhill. That's the nearest place to here, and that's just in Burton-upon-Trent, that is. It's only a tiny little runway with no ATC. And select your time and season, just day. You can do quite a lot here. And once that's loaded, you've got you can save the flight, and you've got Flight Planner, which you can plan between two airports. If you just want to get up and fly and just want to leave that, you can plan aircraft failures in flight and see how you deal with them. An interesting one is fuel and payload. You can select your fuel. You can fly 100% fuel, but it'll take a while for the aircraft to burn off, and it'll make it heavier. So I tend to start around 60%, and I'll land on about 30, but it depends. You got your passenger weights as well, and any luggage you're taking. Okay, and once everything's programmed, you're ready to fly. A quick tip: using a joystick, always make sure calibrate joystick is selected, because I've forgotten to click it and you've got to go through all that again, and it's a bit of a nightmare. But enjoy flying.